I decided to make a video about how I approach photographing a football game in terms of positioning on the field. In terms of my camera gear, I shoot with the Canon 1D series. I usually have a 300 or 400 millimeter lens. When I'm photographing football, I almost always take my 400 millimeter lens. I also have a second camera with a smaller lens attached for goal line action. It's usually like an 85 millimeter or 70 to 200 or 50 millimeter lens. Normally at the start of the game after the kickoff, I'll start by shooting slightly behind the line of scrimmage because I usually want to start off by getting good captures of the quarterback. Either passing the ball or a good shot of him dropping back to pass the ball or even handing off the ball to running back. Aside from that, this space is also a good place to get a close shot of the running back coming out of the backfield with the ball. You usually have an interesting angle. He's usually going to be running towards you if you're on the right side of the field, and you can get a really close-up shot of him that's unobstructed as he's coming across the back of the offensive line. I'm not really a fan of photo shot diagonally of the action on the field. I prefer to shoot the ball carrier coming towards me where I can see their faces clearly, and I also don't generally like photos where a player is running away from me and I'm photographing his back. There are plays that happen where that angle or that viewpoint is more interesting, generally because something else is happening in the play that makes it more interesting. After I'm satisfied with the photos from the line of scrimmage or behind the line of scrimmage, I'll spend most of my time covering the game by positioning myself some yards ahead of the play so that the offense is coming towards me. Generally, I'll stay maybe 20 to 25 yards ahead of the offense on one side of the field, and that's usually on the sidelines. In this position, I'm generally just hoping that the action will come to my side of the field with either a screen pass to my side, a running back coming to my side, or a short pass, or maybe even a long pass, depending on how far back I am and where I'm positioned. Once the team usually reaches about the 40 or 50 yard line, I can then go to my favorite position on the field, which is in the corner of the end zones. In this position, I'm usually able to capture more of the field of play. I can still get the faces of the runner with the ball if the player is coming up the middle or if he's coming to my corner of the end zone. This is also a great place to get photographs of the quarterback facing you or in between all of the action of the offensive and defensive linemen. Also, if a long pass is thrown towards you or across the field, you're still in a good position to capture it. If the offense is moving the ball successfully down the field, though, eventually the 400 or 300 millimeter lens becomes too long, and I have to switch to a shorter focal length to get the right field of view. That's when I'll usually pick up my other camera with the 50 or 85 or 70 to 200 millimeter lens. Unfortunately, sometimes this can happen in an instant if it's a long play or a runner breaks forward and he's coming towards you. So usually you'll have to just stop shooting with the lens you have and switch off to the shorter lens to capture that. One of the other positions that I choose intentionally at times is to shoot from behind the line of scrimmage. Aside from getting shots of the quarterbacks being sacked or the defensive lineman rushing in to sack the quarterback, this is also a great angle of view to capture passes to wide receivers. A lot of receivers will run their routes on the field and turn to face the quarterback when they want to catch the ball. And this is great for capturing the faces of the receivers attempting to catch the ball as well as the defender's face and body as he approaches to tackle them. Again, this is just my basic approach to covering action in the game. There's still a lot of improvising that takes place in this routine because the games are still comprised of unpredictable action. There's a lot of guessing, strategy, intuition, a lot of luck, of course, is involved in getting the shots you need.